Let's suppose you're doing a photo shoot. Your model is standing there. You've set your lights around her. What do you do next? You gotta check the right exposure of the lights against your settings so as to proceed with the shoot, right? But how many photos do you take, or might I say, how much of time do you waste before you can even get that photo and get on with the shoot? In this video, you're gonna find out a little secret that I do just so that you can get on with the shoot quickly and without wasting any time. Now let's not waste time and let's get on with the video. What's up everybody, I'm Nikit Nath and welcome back to my channel. So, are you guys ready to hear my little secret on how I save a lot of prep time during any of my shoot, be it portraits or food or fashion or anything? This is what I use, the light meter. The light meter is one of the most underrated of photography equipments, I would say. It is an absolute necessity in any shoots, especially if you're using a studio light to get that one test shot of correct exposure rather than clicking your shutter way to glory. A light meter is basically used to give you an aperture value against the shutter speed and the ISO that you feed into it. Let's take a closer look at this. This is my Sekonic Flashmate L308X light meter. This is the on-off button. This button on short press turns on the backlight. The same button combined with the up-down arrows changes the ISO setting. Just the up-down button changes the shutter speed, as you can see. Here you get the corresponding aperture reading when the light flashes on the Lumidome. If you check on YouTube on how to use a light meter, you will see a numerous number of results on how to use one. Before I jump into how I use my light meter, let me tell you two key points that I want you guys to keep in mind as photographers. Number one, you as a photographer decide your settings based on the image you have in mind and the lights you've set up. Number two, you control the lights and not the lights control you. So here's my workflow on how I use the light meter. First, I dial in the settings that I have in my mind, which I've decided for that particular shot that I'm going to take. These settings are not going to change regardless because these I've decided based on the output shot that I want to get. Next, I'm going to take the light meter, place it beside my subject that I'm shooting in the direction of the light that I want to meter. Next, I'm going to fire the strobes using the flash trigger. Then I check if the corresponding aperture reading that I got on the light meter matches that with the setting that I have in my camera. If not, I turn the flash power up or down so as to go close to my value. This brings us to the second point that I told before. The light does not control you. You control the light. So please do not change the settings that you have in mind with respect to the flash power. But what you gotta do is you gotta change the flash power to the setting that you want. To give you a better understanding of how I use the light meter on set, here are BTSs from two of my previous shoots. So check this out. First, I'm gonna turn this on and check the light, what reading I get according to the settings I have in mind. Activating. It gives 4. Apparently for some reason the readings were as I wanted. So now we're going to this other light. I'm going to turn that on. So activating this, flashing this. I have 8, so I need to reduce the power. It's 4.5 and a little bit tweak. I have 4. So I have my Sekonic Light Meter here. I'm turning it on. The setting that I have in mind is a very shallow depth of field because I want the dreamy kind of a look, like not exactly a high key photo, but a very bright background, a very ethereal, dreamy kind of a background. So I'm going for 1:8 aperture. As for the shutter speed, there's no action going on here, so I'm maintaining it at 1/250 of a shutter speed. And ISO, since I'm using studio lights, the bare minimum, which is 100. So that's what I've dialed into my light meter. Now let's go for the shot. It's 2.8, so I need to reduce my flash power by 1 stop. And it's 2. The minimum I can go on this is 1/256 of power, which gives me 2 aperture, which is I think close to 1.8. So let's give it a shot. With practice and using the light meter, I guarantee that you can reduce the time to get your test shot to maybe 2 or 3 shutter clicks rather than just taking maybe 10 or 15 shots till you get the right exposure. That's it for today, guys. So if you like this video, do hit that like button, and if you like the content that I make, do hit the subscribe button. It'll help me so much. And do not forget to hit the bell icon, because you'll be reminded every week when I upload content. That's it, and see you guys next week.